I was going on YouTube. It's your boy AOJ. So I'm going to tell you why I joined the Navy. So there are a lot of people getting ready to join the military, and people ask why you join which branch. Me, I joined the Navy. So 2008, I joined. Now let me rewind real quick. So most people graduate high school around 17, 18 years old, and a lot of times that's when you join. Different reasons. Some people planned on going because they couldn't afford college. So, I'm gonna go to the military, X, Y, Z, 2 to 4 years, or go reserves or whatever other options they have, and then I'm be able to pay for college. Then there are people who get out and like realize, okay, fuck it, this I'm gonna do anyway. Then there are people who get in there and be like, you know what, I'm about to go and do this because I love America. Like, mind you, when I joined, it was 2008, so we were Operation Iraqi Freedom, all that going on. So, 9/11 had occurred in 2001, so we were at war, active. So, um, fast forward again back to me, 2008, and I had got out of college. I fell down. Like, I wasn't rocking with school at the time, really. Keep the buck, which wasn't for me. And at this time, I had a son. Now, have you ever seen that movie from Boys in the Hood? Like that scene where like Ricky was like watching that the army commercial, and he was like, "Be all you could be," like you know what I mean. I had that feeling because I had my son was like a year old, maybe almost a year old at the time. And I had no job. I was working at a moving company, you know what I mean, and it was like it wasn't cutting it. So I was staying with my girl, my wife now. We staying at her people's crib, and it wasn't right. So mind you, I'm sitting at the crib one day with my son at her crib while she at work, and the commercial come on for the army though. It was crazy, just like Ricky. So, bet I get on a phone call, bro. Bro, what up? Yo, my nigga, I'm about to be all I can be. He said, this is the best. He's given me good advice before, but this is one of the best things he said to me. He said, listen, nigga, we are in the hood, and you get shot at anyway. Why would you want to join the army? Why don't you join like the Air Force or the Navy? I said, my nigga, you a genius and you right. So, fuck the army, fuck the Marines. Let me holler at the Air Force and the Navy. Now, mind you, I go to the Air Force first. They reject me because every branch of the military has standards for you to join, like an age requirement, felonies, certain things you get waivers on, shit like that. So like if I had to take it to like a college standpoint, the Air Force would be like Harvard. Like you gotta come if you're gonna go to the Air Force. I really suggest you go because they don't do shit. Personally, no disrespect, but if you come right out of high school at 18, you don't got no felonies and nothing. Especially if you like to play in the streets and shit. That's dumb anyway, but you like to play in the streets and shit. Go to the Air Force because as long as you like are in those standards, they will take you. You are a good person as long as you can pass the ASVAB meet those qualifications. So now I had at the time, unfortunately, I had a gun charge. So I quit like 2005. So I was on probation at the time. So when I went up there, uh, the Navy would see me. The Navy more like I love the Navy. It's a college. It's a college. It's a university. Um, so, boom. I meet my recruiters, whatever. I think he was. I don't know what he was, but he was nurse. His last name was nurse. Boom. Out of he was out of East Orange. You know what I'm saying? Right there on Main Street in East Orange, right across the street from the shop, right? So, or that's Orange, something like that. I can't remember. Whatever. So fast forward, you know what I'm saying? He talked to me, now I give me the practice as da 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 da. And he talking to me, and I killed a practice as that. Like, they look at me like, nigga, this is perfect. Get you going. First thing you got to do you smoke weed? Yes, I do. You got to stop. I said, how? I really didn't understand what he was talking about, but I understood. You know what I'm saying? At the time, if I can find a picture, I'll find it later. I had dreads down. You know what I'm saying? Like I was a different nigga. So boom, homie and me, like, you know what I mean, we holler at each other, and he gave me the information on what I need to do. I put the practice as of that day. So he said if I want to do this, what I got to do, and all. He built me up. You can go to Puerto Rico. Let me tell you this: your recruiters are they're not liars. They answer the questions you ask. So I didn't ask. I asked questions like, "How much do you make?" He told me how much he made. He didn't tell me about like pay incentives, CPay, time and rate, time and rank. Like he didn't tell me any of this. So he gave me a number that sounded fire. You know what I'm saying? Then he explained from what his job was. Okay, so when you join the Navy, there are different types of ships, and there are different jobs. So every ship, because some ships are bigger than others and have different tasks, don't have every type of person on the ship, or they may have less. So, and depending on the job you pick, the Army and the Marines, excuse me, if I'm correct, and excuse me if I'm wrong, write in the comments. You can add, you can advance without taking a test. You just gotta be good at your job. For the Navy, and I believe for the Air Force, you had to take a test. So you do E1, E2, E3, you automatically do that. You know what I'm saying? Go to E3 to E4, you have to take a test, and from each rank above that, you have to take a test. So that's for the enlisted. You know what I mean? So I didn't. I already knew I owed school money, so I wasn't going to get no credit. So forget any credits I had. I could have been like an E2 or something. I came in, I said, boom, I'm just going to do the E1. That's no big deal. 9 months, you know what I'm saying? And he telling me like, yo, da da da, he telling me all the good stuff. You know what I'm saying? I like telling me about the parties, the drinking, the countries, how lit it is, and I was really like, I was, you know what I mean? He broke down the bread. He broke down everything to me. It was like, all right, I could do this. Plus, like, I kind of had already talked myself into it. You know what I'm saying? Like, I had already talked myself into the situation where I was going to join the military. I had to take care of my shorty and my child, and like these are benefits. Like this, forget the pay. I was looking at the benefits. The pay was cool, but it came with like. Let me explain something to you. Being single in the military, from like E1 to E5, sucks. Being married in the military, E1 to E5, is fantastic because of the pay. Now, you get paid, what they explained to me, and this is the truth, you get cost of living allowance for where your family lives. Plus your pay, plus, you know what I'm saying? So, like, and you call it, they have a thing called BAH, Basic Housing Allowance. So, even if I lived in Virginia or California, my wife and my son would have got like $2,500, $3,000 a month on top to take care of the expenses. Or you can move into military housing and they take care of all your housing, all your bills. The only thing you have to pay is your groceries, your cable, your telephone. As far as housing, like that's the only things they don't take care of. You know what I mean? You gotta buy your own car, obviously, but as far as like your actual well-being, you know what I mean? That's on you. So it gives you a lot of benefits. You know what I mean? A1, like there is no copay. I never had a copay in the military. My kids went to the doctor, they went to the doctor. You know what I'm saying? That was just it. So he give me the good job. Like, he give me the whole thing. So I'm like, I'm rocking with it. So, you know what I'm saying? I had to go to, so I tell my family everything. You know, everybody kind of like, you sure? Like, everybody looked at me. Hold on. Damn, I got the camera. I can't do it. Everybody looked at me like, yo, bro, are you sure this is what you want to do? Now, mind you, like, I had family who had been in the military and all that. So, like, it wasn't like a new thing to me, but it was it was new because, like, I never thought about it before until now. But now it's like, why not? You know what I'm saying? What I got to lose, I got to provide, I got to protect and provide. You feel me? So, I joined, and from this point, I go to DEP, and you know what? DEP program is cool. You don't really do nothing in DEP, but no, I'm gonna get into that later, man. But you know what? Yeah.